Hi friends, this is Bakappa. Welcome back to Tester Talk channel. In the previous rest assured A/B testing tutorial, I have discussed about how to perform data-driven testing using JSON file, Excel file, and CSV file. In this chapter 11, I will discuss about how to install Jenkins or how to configure Jenkins, and then how to create Jenkins job, how to schedule Jenkins job using the CRON pattern, and then how to integrate Allure report with the Jenkins, and then finally I will discuss about how to generate Allure report in the Jenkins. First I will start discussing about how to install Jenkins or how to configure Jenkins in your local machine. So here you can go to the youtube.com and you can search for testers talk and you can go to my channel. So already there's an tutorial available which is explaining about how to configure Jenkins. You can go to inside the video tabs and here you can scroll down a bit. So here you will find the one tutorial which is explaining about how to configure Jenkins and how to install the Jenkins in your local machine. So if you scroll down here, so here you will find the one tutorial that is how to install Jenkins or how to set up the Jenkins in your local machine. So this is just a 8 minutes tutorial. Just you can watch out this tutorial and set up the Jenkins in your local machine. And once the setup is done, you can log in into the your Jenkins. And after login, so you need to install the one plugin. So you can go to the manage Jenkins and here you can scroll down. You can click on this go to plugin manager or you can click on this manage plugins. And here inside the available, just you need to search for the Git. And after entering the Git, here you will get the list of plugins. So if you are not able to find the Git plugin, so you will find the Git server plugin. So in my case, I have searched and already I have installed it. So after searching, you need to simply click on this checkbox. For example, if this is the software, or for example, if this is the plugin. So you need to select this checkbox and you need to say just install without restart. So in my case, I have already installed it. I will go to the install tab, and here if I type just git, so here I'll get the git server plugin. So in my case, if you look at here, so this is enabled. So I have installed the git server plugin. So you need to just install this git server plugin, or if you are able to find the just git plugin, you can install the git plugin also. That's not an issue. So once you have installed the git server plugin in your Jenkins, you can go to the dashboard and simply click on this new item, and here you can provide the Jenkins job name. So here I'm adding the Jenkins job name as rest assured API automation framework. So that's it. After adding the Jenkins job name, you need to select the freestyle project and click on OK. And here you can add the description of the project. So here I'm adding rest assured API automation framework. That's it. And you need to click on this source code management. And here you need to select the Git. So because we are cloning the GitHub repository and we are executing the automation API test from our GitHub repository. So here we have to provide the GitHub repository URL, right? So you can go to the google.com and here you can search for Bakappa and GitHub. And here you can go to the testers talk Bakappa and you can open the test assured API testing framework repository. And you can click on this code and copy the repository URL. And let's go back to our Jenkins. And after selecting the Git here under the source code management here, simply add the GitHub repository URL. And after that, come down. And here under the branches to build. So make sure that you are adding the proper branch name. So in my repository, if you look at here, so here there is a branch. You can click on this branch. So in my case, main is present. So I need to add the main over there. So let's add the main here. So make sure that you are adding the proper branch name. Otherwise, there will be an issue while cloning the GitHub repository into the local machine. So after adding the branch name, simply click on this build triggers, and here you need to select the fourth checkbox, that is GitHub hook trigger for git SCM polling. So that's what you need to do it under the build triggers, and after that you can click on this build environment. So here we have to select the first checkbox, because whenever we are cloning the GitHub repository into the local machine, so I don't want the old repository present in my system. Because of that, we may get some issues for while executing the my API test. So that's the reason it is very important to delete my old GitHub repository in that particular workspace. So that's the reason here I'm selecting the delete workspace before build start. That means it will delete everything if anything is there before starting this particular Jenkins job. And after that, simply click on this build, and here you need to select the, so you can click on this add build step and select here invoke top level maven targets. So here we have to specify the suite file name, and also we have to specify the pom.xml file. So under the goal we have to specify the our TestNG suite file path. So if you know how to execute the API automation test from the command prompt, then same command we can use it over here also. So let's go to our GitHub repository, and here, so under suites we are having a multiple TestNG suite files. So here we are going to execute this particular suite file, that is Allure report API test.xml. So simply I will copy this suite file name and we will add it in our Jenkins job. So here I'm adding the command called clean followed by test and -d suite file name, and equal to, in the double quotes we have to specify the path of our TestNG suite file. So our suite file is present under the suites folder, so that's the reason here I'm adding suites. After that we have to specify our TestNG file name. So we have added the complete path of our TestNG suite file, and after that simply click on this advanced, and here you add the under the pom, and let's add the pom.xml. So that's it guys. After that, so nothing you have to do, so simply you say apply and save. That's it guys. So now, so let's start executing our Jenkins job. So simply click on this build now, and eventually here you will see the one job is running. Click on this job, and here you can click on this console output, or you can click on this progress bar also. It will goes to our console, right? So this is the console output, and here you can see that our build already started. And if you look at here, so our API test also getting executed, and if I come down, so still API test execution is under progress. And if you look at here, so our build is success. Total we are having a total 2 tests, and one is an end-to-end test and another one has the just 2 API requests. So our build is success guys. So we are able to create the Jenkins job and we are able to execute it. So let's start executing the same job one more time. So if I click on this build now, so another job will be created over here. So let's click on this build now. So let's go to this job, second job. And if you look at here, so if I go to this particular location, right? So this is where my GitHub repository is getting cloned. So if I go here, so I should be able to see my GitHub repository over there. So this is a GitHub repository. It is cloned from the GitHub. And if I go inside the src test java com, this is a package what we are going inside, and under this we are having the test. So these are the API automation test what we have written, right, while discussing all the chapters in the rest assured API testing full course. So let's go back to our console. So if you look at here, this one, our second job, so this job is also success, right? So it is working fine. There are no issues at all, right? So this is how we can configure the Jenkins and you can execute the Jenkins job. So far you have seen how to configure Jenkins and how to create the Jenkins job and how to run the Jenkins job. Now I will start discussing about how to schedule the Jenkins job. So basically whenever you are not there in front of the system also, so if you specify the time, so automatically your build will be triggered. So now let's go to our Google, and here just search for the CRON pattern wiki. So just we have to use the 5 stars. By using that 5 stars, we can set the cron pattern, and by using that, we can trigger the build anytime we want. So if you look at here, there are 5 stars. The first star indicates that it is a minutes, and second star indicates the hour, and third star indicates the day of the month, and that is in between the 1 to 31 value you need to specify. And coming to the fourth star, it is the first to 12, you need to specify the month, and if you're scheduling in any particular month, so that time you need to specify the value over here, that is in the fourth star, and that is fifth star indicates the day of the week. For example, I want to execute my script on the Sunday. So in that case, what I need to do is, so I need to add the 0 value over here, and on Sunday I want to execute 2 p.m. In that case, so I need to specify the hours. So hour as the 14 here, because 2 p.m. is nothing but the 14, and here, so simply you can keep it as a star. So that means it will execute the your Jenkins job on Sunday if you specify the 0 here and 14 over here, right? So for example, if you want to execute your Jenkins job every minute, so simply you need to specify the star slash 1 or 5. For example, if you want to execute the Jenkins job every 5 minutes, you need to write the star slash 5. If you want to execute the Jenkins job every minute, simply you need to specify the star slash 1. So let's set up the cron pattern in the Jenkins job. So let's go to the Jenkins now. So here I'll go to the REST Assured API testing framework, and I will click on this configure, and I will scroll down here, and you can go to the build triggers, and you can click on this build periodically, and here you can add the all the 5 stars. Then say for example, I want to execute the my API test every minute, so that's the reason here I will specify the slash and 1. And if you want to execute every 10 minutes, simply specify the 10, and if you want to execute every 5 minutes, you can specify it as a file like this here. So in my case, I want to execute every minute, so that's the reason here I'm entering the slash 1. So that's it. I will say apply and save. So right now the already build started. So if you look at here, it's a 12:36 the build started, and the next build would be 12:37. So let's look at the result of this one. So third job is getting executed. So it is started at 12:36. And our build is success, right? So this is working fine. So there are no issues in the automation code. And let's look at this particular build details. So right now, 3 jobs are executed, and a 4th job will be automatically triggered at 12:37. And I want to give you some idea on the issues which you might be facing while setting up the Jenkins also. So make sure that you are using a proper version of the Jenkins. That's a WAR file. And if you look at here, so another build started at 12:37, right? So let's go to the job, and let's look at the console output. So like this, it will start triggering the automatic build every 1 minute. So now 12:37, and third job will trigger at 12:38. And if you look at here, so our build is success. There are no issues in the application, right? So that's all about the how to schedule the Jenkins job and how to run the Jenkins job. So while setting up the Jenkins, you might be facing an issues. If you look at here, there's a third job is running at 12:38, and make sure that you are using the appropriate version of the WAR file while configuring the Jenkins, and you are setting the fresh password also. And once it is done, and simply you can add the Git server plugin, and you can start creating the job. So this is how you can configure the Jenkins job, and this is how you can run the Jenkins job, and also you can schedule the Jenkins job. Now I will start discussing about how to integrate Allure report with your Jenkins job. So now you can go to the dashboard, and here you can go to the manage Jenkins, and you can scroll down here and go to the manage plugins, and in the available just you need to search for the Allure Jenkins plugin. In my case I have already installed it, so that's the reason I'm not able to see that particular plugin. And if you have not installed it, if you are installing it very first time, so you will get the plugin like this, and you need to simply select that particular checkbox and you need to click on install without restart. And once installation is done, and you can go to the installed tab, and here you can search for the Allure Jenkins plugin, and you will get the Allure Jenkins plugin if you have installed it successfully. And also you can verify it whether it's enabled or not. So it should be enabled. So this is how you can configure the Allure report with the Jenkins. And then now let's integrate with the our API automation test. So let's go to the our job. So that is a REST assured API automation framework, and here you can go to the configure, and inside the configure you can go to the post build actions. So here you can click on this under the post build actions. You need to click this particular add post build actions, and here you can select the option as the Allure report. So that's it guys, nothing you need to update here. So just click on apply and save. So that's it. Now let's trigger the Jenkins job now. So 7th build will be starting very soon. So if you look at here, 7th build started, and you can click on this one. So let's go to the console output, and here API test execution started. So while configuring or while installing Jenkins, if you face any issues, you can comment in the comment section. I will be happy to help you out. And while installing the plugins also, you might face some issues because of the internet and all. So make sure that you have the stable internet connection. And if you look at here, so our build is success. So let's go to our job. And if you look at here you can click on this Allure report here also, or you can click on this Allure report also. So let's click on this Allure report, and if you look at here, so total test is 2, and both the tests are getting passed. And if I click on this suits, so this is the suit name, and under this suit we are having this is the test name, and this is a package name, and this is the test name, right? So we have the total 2 tests. So this particular test, this is coming from the TestNG suite file. So this is a suite name, and this is a test name from the TestNG XML file, and this is a package name, and then we are having the total 2 tests. So this is a end-to-end API test, where we are making the get API call, post API call, put API call, patch API call, and the delete API call in this particular end-to-end API testing. And in this E2E API test 2, so just we are making the 2 API call. First one is the post we are making, and in the second we are making the get API call. So this is how you can integrate the Allure report with the Jenkins job. This is Bakapa. Welcome to API testing full course. You can access all the exercise which we have done in the whole API testing course. I have already provided this link in the video description. So anyone can access this link, and also you can get the whole collections and also the environment variable details. So you can take that URL which is there in the description of this below video and paste it in the web browser. And after that, so once it is opened, so you need to export this collections into your local system. So it will open like this after accessing the link. So this is a public access URL which I have shared it. You can click on this booking API. You can see all the APIs are there inside the 2 folders. So what you can do is you can click on this 3 dots and you can export it. So you can click on this export, and firstly you can export this booking API collection, and after that on the right side you can select the booking API environment, and after that click on this icon and click on the edit. Then you can click on 3 dots and you can click on this export. So this will export the environment variable details. So after exporting it, so you will get these 2 files. And once you have these 2 files, you can go to the postman and you can click on this import and make sure that you are there in this file tab, and you can click on choose files, and you can select the firstly collection, that's the postman collection, and you can open it, and after that you can click on import. So firstly you can load the postman collection, and after that you can load the environment details. So as I have already these APIs in my system, I don't want to import it, and this is how you can get the exercise which we have done in the API testing full course. You can find all the code which I have discussed in the rest assured API testing full course. You can search with the Backup and GitHub in the google.com, and here you can go to the my GitHub repository, and over here in the repositories tab you will find the rest assured API testing framework. You can go inside the this repository, and you can click on this code, and you can copy this URI, and by using this URI, and you can simply use the git in your local machine, and you can simply clone it by using the git clone, and followed by that specify the URL. So you will get the whole code which I have discussed in the rest assured API testing full course.